My dear students, once again welcome to this YouTube channel. This is Khilesh Kumar, Assistant Professor in English, and in today's English Literature class, we will complete our remaining poem Birches, composed by American poet Robert Frost. So, in our previous video, we have studied about part first, and in part first, we have studied that the poem was composed by American poet Robert Frost, and the poem was published in Robert Frost's third collection of poetry, Mountain Interval, which was published in 1916. And this poem was written in blank verse. So we have studied that in this poem the poet mentions about a very charming and beautiful tree, birch, and the poet mentions a beautiful picture of birches tree, and these birches trees are in bending situation because of icy storm, but the poet deliberately wishes to be a boy, and he imagines that these branches of the birches tree might have been swinging by a boy, because when the poet was in his childhood, he used to swing these branches, and by swinging these branches he used to feel a happy life, carefree life, and a life without tensions and worries. So now part second and the remaining part. In the sunny winter morning, the birches are loaded with ice after rain. So the poet presents a very realistic scene before our eyes. So in this poem we see picturesque qualities, as if we are just watching a picture, a movie. So the beautiful images of nature presented by the poet Robert Frost. So in the sunny winter morning, the birches are loaded with ice after rain, and when the breeze is blowing, their branches click together with soaring colors. So the poet says that the birches trees are fully loaded with ice after rain, and we can hear a voice of cracking voice, because when the breeze blows, the branches clicks, and with the click of branches, the sound of cracking ice we can hear. With the sun heat, the ice falls to the ground, and with the sun heat, the ice is falling. The ice on that birches tree are now falling to the ground because of the sun heat. We can see, and in reality, because of these ice, these Birches trees are bent. We can see the trunks cast with leaves to the ground. What a beautiful image created by the poet Robert Frost. We can see the trunks arched with leaves. We can see the trunk arched with leaves to the ground. Look like to the girls on their hands and knees and throwing their hair to dry in the sun. So, the poet compares these Birches trees with beautiful girls, and the girls on their hands and knees throwing their hair to dry in the sun. So, just as the trunks arched with leaves to the ground, similarly, it looks like a girl on hands and knees throwing her hair to dry in the sun. Next, the poet wishes to be a boy again, because in this adult world, the poet feels that the adult world is surrounded by sorrow, suffering, tensions. So he wants to live a happy life by being a boy, by being a swinger of that Birches trees. The poet wishes to be a boy again and wants to be a swinger of the Birches. So he dreams of going back to being a young boy. So he dreams of going back to being a young boy, swinging Birches when he gets sorrow, tensions, worries on this earth. So the poet mentions that when he gets sorrow, sufferings, tensions, worries on this earth, at that time he wants to go back in his childhood and he wants to be a swinger of Birches so that he can get the real happiness by swinging these Birches trees. In the poem, the poet mentions that earth is the best place for love. So, the poet mentions that earth is the best place for love. He would like to die by climbing a birch tree, and the poet wishes to die by climbing a birch tree. Next, it would be good to enjoy the process of climbing away from the earth, then returning to it. So, there is a process that climbing on that beech tree and then comes back to the earth. So the poet wants to be in this process, or through this process he will get enjoyment. So it would be good to enjoy the process of climbing away from the earth, then returning to it. So the poem is a nostalgic celebration of youthful joy. Nostalgic celebration of youthful joy. Nostalgic celebration, why? Because the poet thinks about his childhood. His mind is moving in the memory of his childhood, in which he is swinging birches trees, and by swinging that birches trees, he is feeling happiness in his heart. That's why he want to be a swinger. That's why he want to be a boy. That's why he want to be a child again. The poet beautifully presents childish activity along with realities of adulthood. So in the poem, the poet beautifully presents childish activity. In his childhood, he used to swing birches trees, and the realities of adulthood, the world in which he is living in his adult, and in this world he feels that the world is surrounded by sorrow, suffering and tensions. So the poet beautifully presents childish activity along with realities of adulthood. So this is the poem Birches, composed by American poet Robert Frost. And in this poem we see some beautiful images of birches trees, some beautiful images of natural objects, and the poet wants to be a swinger in this poem so that he can get all the happiness in his life. So this is your poem. This is the remaining part. So this poem has two parts, first and second. So my dear students, watch these two parts very carefully till the end so that you can get the whole theme regarding this poem. So wish you all the best and thank you so much. Like, share and subscribe this channel. Thank you.